Okay, so new AI tools are launching practically every single day. And look, if you're feeling overwhelmed by all of it, you're definitely not alone. That's why we're going to cut through all that noise. We're tapping into the insights of an expert who literally tested over 100 of these things to find the 7 that are actually worth your time and your money. Let's find out which ones will make you, well, dangerous. I mean, seriously, think about it. Over 100 tools, all promising they're the next big thing. It's almost impossible just to keep up. It's so easy to just feel completely saturated, right? Paralyzed by all the choices, you don't even know where to start looking for the tools that are going to make a real difference. So that's the real question, isn't it? Which ones are actually worth your hard-earned subscription money? We are counting down from number 7 all the way to the number 1 most powerful tool, and we're not just listing them, we're focusing on the exact workflows that make each one a total game changer. All right, let's get into it. All right, kicking things off at number 7, we've got Google's Gemini. Now, you might think it's criminal to rank it this low, and honestly, you might be right. It is an incredibly powerful model, but its real standout strength, its ace in the hall, is in one super crucial area: visuals and research. When it comes to generating images, Gemini is, you could argue, the best in the market right now. And here's the kicker. Because it's trained on all of YouTube's data, it is a seriously underrated research tool. So for any creative team out there, the workflow is just gold. You can rapidly iterate on thumbnails, on graphic designs. I mean, the amount of time this saves is just massive. Okay, coming in at number 6 is Grok. Now, Grok makes this list for one very simple but incredibly powerful reason. It's pretty much the only AI that knows what's happening right now, this very second. See, Grok is plugged directly into the live, real-time data fire hose of X, what used to be Twitter. And that makes it, hands down, the most up-to-date source for breaking news, for market events, for anything happening in the moment. So if you're someone who trades stocks or crypto, this could be your secret weapon. It helps you find those little nuances in real-time sentiment that all the other models are just going to completely miss. All right, number 5. This one is a seriously underrated gem: Google's Notebook LM. You should really think of this as your secret weapon for just supercharging the way you learn and process information. I mean, you can literally feed this thing anything: PDFs, super long YouTube videos, dense research papers. And boom, it instantly spits out summaries, flashcards, even full transcriptions. For all you creatives, here's the key workflow. Take a viral video in your niche, have Notebook LM transcribe it, and then use the AI to reverse engineer why it was so successful. It's just an incredible time saver. Okay, let's take a breath here. A quick pause. Those first 3 tools, they're solid, they're powerful. But the next 4, we're about to make a huge leap. These are on a whole other level. I'm talking about the kind of indispensable platforms that people are literally building their businesses on. So yeah, this is where things get serious. Now, before we jump into number 4, we need to quickly get on the same page about a key concept: AI agents. So these are not just your average chatbots. Think of them as tools that actively work for you to complete complex, multi-step tasks all on their own. Just keep that idea in your back pocket because it's crucial for our next 2 picks. All right, here we go. Number 4 is Perplexity. And the best way to think about this is as your own personal automated workflow machine. It really takes that AI agent concept we just talked about and makes it both incredibly powerful and surprisingly easy to use. So what makes Perplexity so special? Well, for starters, it can use multiple different AI models like Claude, GPT, and Gemini, all in a single prompt. You can just tell it, hey, create a market research report and email it to my team every morning at 9 a.m., and it just does it. No complex setup needed. People are using this for everything from building automated property scanners to financial trackers. It's honestly like having a new employee that just runs these complex tasks for you 24/7 in the background. Okay, so if Perplexity is that high-powered industrial machine, then our number 3 tool, Monis, is like the AI agent you can carry around in your pocket. It's a much more cost-effective, much more streamlined way to dip your toes into the world of these autonomous agents. Manus is absolutely perfect if you just want to start experimenting with AI agents without committing to an expensive subscription or some complicated setup. It really shines for those later, on-the-fly agentic jobs. So for example, you could set up an agent to go out and research your top 3 competitors, analyze their best performing content, and then deliver a neat little report to you every single morning. It just handles these multi-step workflows across different websites beautifully.
All right, we've arrived at the heavy hitters. At number 2, it's the one you've definitely heard of, ChatGPT. And I know what you're thinking, why isn't it number 1? Well, there's a really good reason. Its most valuable role isn't as a do-everything tool, but as something much more specific.
You know, some people might say it's overrated just because everyone uses it, but its strengths are absolutely undeniable. For high-level brainstorming, for hashing out business strategy, it is still superior. As a coding assistant, it is phenomenal, and the voice prompting both on desktop and mobile is just so polished and smooth. So here's the key. Stop thinking of ChatGPT as your executor or your workhorse. Instead, think of it as your brilliant thinking partner.
And that sets us up perfectly for the final showdown. On one side, you've got ChatGPT, the ultimate thinking partner, perfect for ideation and strategy. And on the other side, we have our number one pick, which plays a totally different, much more all-encompassing role. It's the all-in-one executor. And here it is. The number one most essential AI tool you can subscribe to right now is Claude. Look, if you can only afford or only have time for one single subscription, this is the one. It's the indispensable all-rounder that can genuinely handle the vast majority of anything you throw at it. So, why Claude? What makes it number one? First, it's writing. It is the most human-like, nuanced writing you can get from an AI right now, period. Then there's the skills feature, which lets you actually train it on your own stuff, so it learns your specific voice and style. It creates these visual artifacts. We're talking interactive dashboards, even simple websites in just a few seconds. And Claude Code is the super fast, super reliable coding engine that's perfect even if you're not a developer. It's not just a tool, it's a complete ecosystem that is just constantly shipping powerful new features at a breathtaking pace. So when you look at it across the board, from writing to automation to coding and just sheer versatility, Claude is either the best in class or a top-tier contender. And that's the key difference. While a lot of other tools are specialized in one thing, Claude is quickly becoming the ultimate all-in-one platform. Honestly, it can probably handle 80 to 90% of all your AI tasks, all by itself. So after all that, what's the single most important takeaway here? Well, it's this. The goal is not to find one single magic bullet, one tool to rule them all. The real power, the real edge comes from building a strategic stack. That means creating a personalized toolkit of maybe 2, 3, or 4 of these tools that perfectly match your specific workflows and what you need to get done. And that brings us to the end of our breakdown. We've walked through the top 7 heavy hitters, from the visual ace to the real-time news engine, all the way to the indispensable all-arounder. So the only question left for you is, now that you know the players, how are you going to combine their strengths to build your own dangerous AI stack?